I knew it was coming. I absolutely knew it was coming because of how orchestrated it was. The only thing, and I'll state this at the beginning, the only reason I'm upset by being canceled is because I've expired one of my lives. Because first you get canceled, then they make up a reason to put you in jail, and if that fails, they kill you.
Andrew Tate has been arrested in Romania on suspicion of human trafficking and forming an organised crime group.
The Matrix has attacked me.
He is a deeply controversial online influencer.
When I talk about the Matrix, I'm talking about the systems which have been created by society, which are deliberately designed to enslave.
Who has been taken off multiple platforms, including Facebook and Instagram, for promoting hate speech and misogynistic commentary.
In the movie, the Matrix were used for our body heat, but here in this Matrix, we're used for our efforts and our energies.
He's recently tweeted a video of him alongside some pizza boxes belonging to a Romanian company.
And you're existing inside of a system which is deliberately rigged to make the rich richer and for the poor to stay poor.
Greta Thunberg were reacting in the last half an hour or so, tweeting, "This is what happens when you don't recycle your pizza boxes." So reacting to that news of his.
She doesn't miss a trick.
There is this trending news on social media where influencer Andrew Tate was being arrested in his luxury mansion. For some reason, I'm yet to understand. I don't know what is happening.
You know, taking a look at what just happened recently, you realize actual information, about his arrest, we are not getting. I have read some articles, some says he was arrested for money laundering, some says human trafficking. So I don't know what exactly to believe in.
Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan have been arrested over human allegations after their luxury Romanian mansion was raided by police, and it's believed that a pizza box tipped off the authorities. The controversial personality who poses with fast cars, guns, and portrays himself as a cigar-smoking playboy was arrested alongside his brother and an ex-police woman. They're currently under investigation. Young women in April. One was an American national and the other Romanian, who were both found in Tate's villa. The brothers' home was raided and they were issued warrants in relation to forming an organised criminal group. It was a day after Tate had a Twitter feud with environmental activist Greta Thunberg, during which he shared a taunting video featuring a pizza from Romanian chain Jerry's Pizza, claiming he would not be recycling it. The video of Tate holding the pizza box proved the brothers' whereabouts and informed police that they were in the country.
Something like this is going to happen in future.
Yes,
I don't know if...
Yes, actually, he predicted this.
Andrew Tate just got arrested for human trafficking in Romania, and his team of dick riders is still consistently doing the one thing that just baffles me about them, which is for being so ostensibly obsessed with this guy and treating every word he says as gospel, they really don't listen to a lot of what he says, because he has said himself, you can find a clip of him saying that the part of the reason he moved to Romania is specifically because he didn't think the authorities there cared about investigating or prosecuting specific crimes he said that himself. He moved there because they don't care about those crimes. And then he got arrested for doing one of those crimes. So we have some pieces to put together here that assemble very neatly and simply, and his supporters are still no, they're just trying to silence him. He told you what he was doing, and you still don't believe it?
Like you have just seen on that clip, he was predicting what happened a few hours ago. When you're being cancelled, like they did to him, he said it clear. Immediately, they will look for something, to lock you up. Yeah, so you should die in jail. If they don't succeed with that one, they terminate you. So people are actually believing this video that he predicted what is happening with him.
Now there is this other article I read.
Yeah, concerning money laundering.
Concerning money laundering, that he's not been arrested for child trafficking, but for money laundering. For money laundering, is it that they found some maybe dollars in his house or too much money in his room that they are saying this or what?
Not actually. I don't really believe, like I said at the beginning of this issue of human trafficking has been something, circulating on social media about him. He actually rejected this on an interview where he said some people decided to call the police to raid his home. I don't know if it's last year, watching an interview with him, he said this. Concerning,
it means this is not the first time they're raiding his home.
This is the second time, actually. This is the second time this is happening. So we don't know. We are still waiting to actually know.
Release. I'm obviously a stranger to online controversy. It's not something I often do. But now, the mainstream press is commenting on the fact that I was informing Greta that my very extensive car collection with internal combustion engines have an enormous emission profile. And she replied by telling me her own email address. Greta's email address is, I have... Why would that be your own email address, Greta? Strange. I mean, obviously I don't want to assume her gender. It's 50-50, but it is what it is. I'm not actually mad at Greta. Please bring me pizza and make sure that these boxes are not recycled. Thank you. So I'm not actually mad at Greta, right? Because she doesn't realize she's been programmed. She doesn't realize she's a slave of the matrix. She thinks she's doing good. Someone has sat her down and convinced her to try and convince you to beg your government to tax you into poverty to stop the sun from being hot. And then, because I called her out on it, the global matrix got this bot farm to like and retweet and all this bot commenting to try and pretend that her telling me in her own email address somehow teaches me a lesson. Welcome to a new episode of The Clown Show. But now I know, at least, that Greta, with a little hate-filled face, bitter, sitting somewhere without the heating on, in the cold, little hat, shivering, views my tweets, which is going to make my Twitter account far more fun.
The clip you just watched, Andrew Tate, went viral, like I said at the beginning of the clip, few days ago, where he tweeted that he has about 33 cars, and he tagged Greta Thunberg. She got offended after this tag, and like you watch, I don't want to pronounce some word because they might not be allowed on this platform. I saw that like a joke, but the way the mainstream media came out to back her up, if you look at the tweet, it's having about 10,000 likes. That is to tell you how people supported her.
Yeah.
But issues of drag shows, you will not see the mainstream media, coming out to actually talk against situations like this.
For sure.
That is hypocrisy, existing in this our world. When you have situations like talk about climate change and all the like, they had to they came out with full force. That is just how our mainstream media operate. So it's not strange, when I saw what went on a few days ago.
Yeah, they don't talk about what the kids are facing or whatsoever the society is trying to portray, like the gender stuff.
Yeah,
But when it
issue of
comes
drag
to
shows.
climate change, they
They-
exaggerate.
Yeah,
like,
it's something they like. So obviously, those are topics that they will focus on to cover reasons you realize they had to, cover the girl. She has been training.